All right, everybody, going to try to bang out a few more of these video analysis sessions for you. Here we have, I actually don't know the thrower's name. Her coach had sent the video in to me. They are on the West Coast, and basically this girl is throwing 121 feet. They're getting close to the qualifying part of their schedule, and he was looking for some help. And this is one I really like because as we're going to see as I go through this a few times, just sort of in real time, so to speak, and then kind of in full speed. And then as we go through the breakdown, this is a throw where you can definitely see at the release that the discus is coming out of her hand with a really weird flight pattern. And then you kind of play it back a little bit and go, maybe that's because she's jumping at the end. And then, man, why is she jumping at the end? Well, maybe she's over-rotating a little bit. Maybe the feet aren't aligned correctly. Why is that happening? And you can really trace back sort of what a lot of people would see and to the actual core reason or the core root for this happening. So again, I always say that you want to be kind of like Sherlock Holmes. You want to kind of try to trace back the evidence and say, okay, well that happened, but why? Well, it's because this happened before it. Okay, but why did that happen? Well, because before that, this happened. Okay, but why did that happen? Well, before that, this happened. So let's take a look at this throw in full speed. We'll take a look at it here. So you can see that discus comes out of her hand a little bit sideways, a little bit crooked. Okay, it's got that weird kind of angled flight pattern to it. You can see she's kind of jumping and throwing at the end, kind of throwing her head around and trying to really scoop the heck out of it. And then if you look down at her feet, you can see that her feet really aren't aligned that well in the power position. And she's kind of cutting herself off, blocking herself off. And you realize she's really over-rotating as well. So you start to kind of work your way back in the circle and say, well, all right, there's the finish, but why did the finish happen? Well, because this happened before it. And why did that happen? Well, because this happened before it. Okay, why did that happen? And you start to trace backwards. You start to work backwards and try to find out exactly what the cause or the root issue might be. So let's go back to the start. Now, one of the things that I want to show you in the back, the reason why I really like this video as well, is that she is wearing bright red or orange shoes. So you can really get a good view of what's going on in the circle. So we're going to start out. She does a great job of pulling the discus, I should say, all the way back. So she's got really good separation. She's got that left arm nice and long. But you start to see what happens here. You can see it just with the netting on the cage, but you can also see sort of with this horizon on the background. You've got sort of like this kind of horizon of fencing and the green grass on the other side, or at the far side of the field here. Is that as she goes through, she's in a low position here. Now watch her head, how her head goes up. So she starts to shift weight onto her left. She's peeking over her shoulder, and she is standing up. See how she just got taller? Her head went from down to up. Now, we want to stay low in the back of the circle. If you stay low in the back of the circle, then what starts to happen is that your leg is bent. In this case, the left leg is bent. We get to shift weight over a little bit more. Again, we're not going up at a diagonal. We're going over, like we're trying to reach and hit the cage on the other side of the circle. So we want to reach over. We want to push our left toe so it's pointing in this direction. Point the knee so it's over the toe. Shift the hips to the left, sternum to the left, head to the left, and reach to the left. So we want to stay low as we do that. We don't want to stand up. So, but you'll see here she starts to look at where she's throwing and stands up. Now at this point she's up and she knows, because she's a good thrower throwing over 120 feet, she knows I've got this 8-foot circle, 8 foot 2.5 inches, 2.5 meter, whatever you want to say, circle that I've got to get across. So how am I going to do that if I'm standing up straight? So she says, all right, well, let's go back down again. And you can see going down. Now at this point, if she was low, she could just go. She's got this high kick, like she's doing this butt kick in the back of the circle. We want that right leg to stay low. And we want that right leg to sweep around and then into the circle instead of this lift and kick. You guys can check out the previous video that I did under this channel that talks about sort of that zero support phase and that sort of don't lift and kick with the up and down and up and down. That's exactly textbook what she's doing right here. So no up and down, up and down. You see here what's happening. She's in this position. Now, if she had stayed low with that wide sweeping right leg, look where her left foot is pointing. Her left foot is pointing pretty much right down the middle of that circle. It's pointing right towards 6 o'clock. But watch what happens. Because she stood up, and then she had to go back down, and now she has to go across, that takes a lot of time. And because her right foot is going up in the air, back down toward the circle, and then going to go up and across the circle, that takes a lot of time. And all of that time that she's waiting for this to happen, she's waiting for her body to go back down so it can go across the circle, and she's waiting for her foot to go back down because it came up at the beginning. What starts to happen? The left foot continues to rotate. Now the left foot has stopped rotating, and where is she pointing? Her foot is basically pointing at this black discus that's on the ground, that's on the circle over here. So this foot continued rotating because it took her so long. This is also why she loses separation a little bit too. She's kicking up. Look how long it takes for this right foot to come around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 frames of this video that's probably only about 60 frames long. 21 frames, so a third of the video is her lifting that right foot and waiting for it to come down. Okay, let's take a look. If she just stayed low right here, stay low and go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 frames for her foot to turn all the way down the middle of that circle. And then we're still going. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. That's a long time. The rest of her throw doesn't take 38 frames, but this first part did. See how long that takes. You can time it with a stopwatch. You can time it by looking at how many frames are in the video. But she is taking a long time to get out of the back of that circle, and it's causing her left foot to over-rotate and point this way. Then she over-rotates. She drives into the left half of the circle. She should be right here in the middle, but she over-rotates. Now, she puts her left foot down, and she blocks herself off. You can see now that she's over-rotated, her feet are planted, her body is kind of going up and to the right. It almost looks like she's going to try to jump out of the circle. Almost like she ran in. Almost like she's doing a leapfrog. Like she started here, jumped, and now she's going to jump again. Like she's doing 2 broad jumps right in a row. Boom, boom. 2 little frog hops right in a row. Boom, boom. Okay? Looks that way because she's not balanced. And this left foot, although it wouldn't be anywhere in the correct position in the circle, this left foot should be over here, should be near the rim of that circle with a good heel-toe position. But instead, her feet are way too tight, and their feet are lined up, and she's blocking herself off. So now she has to what? She's got to jump. So here comes that scoop. Again, she doesn't want to fall over, so she's going to scoop the discus. She's going to jump off the circle and then release the discus. Now, she does a great job of keeping her right foot down, but look at where the release is. She's releasing it right here. You can see it's just starting to come out of her fingers right there. That's not a powerful position at all because of how she's lined up, and that's the reason why it's flying out of her hand. So what do we do to correct this? Well, the first thing we've got to do to correct this is get her to stay low in the back. If she could stay this low in the back, that's going to help speed things up because she doesn't have to come up and then down and then up again. She can just stay low and just drive across that circle. Stay low and go. Okay, the second thing that we need to do is we need to keep this right foot low to the ground. She should be trying to, I mean, she doesn't, I'm sure doesn't want to, but her right foot should almost be moving all of this cut grass out of the back of the circle, kind of like sweeping it or kicking it out of the way. Lead with the inside of that right foot, the inside of the knee, sweep across the circle, keep that right foot low, and then get left. So low, left, long. This is the classic Mac Wilkins low, left, and long. Whether you agree with Mac Wilkins's positions out of the back of the circle or not, or if you're more of a different type of guy, like a John Powell type guy or whoever, you need to shift weight onto this left foot. So we want the left arm to reach. We want the we want the sternum to go over the left ankle. We want the hips to shift over the left. We want the left foot and the left knee pointing over here towards the left side of the cage. Okay? So shift everything to the left and then a long right leg. Low, left, long. That's going to help set her up in a better position where she's not going to be, well, first of all, she's going to be a lot faster out of the back. But second of all, she's not going to be over-rotating and driving diagonally across the circle. She's going to be driving down the circle. Okay? That left arm we need to keep a little bit long as well, but I think that's a different battle for a different day. The big one here is going to be just fixing the back of the circle so that she's landing in a better position in the middle, so that she can get her left foot around better, so that she can have a nice smooth release. Okay, it starts in the back. We had a girl the other day, a video analysis the other day from a girl that was throwing 123, that dropped down to 97, that lost 25 feet, that has a very similar pattern as this girl does in the back. So go check that video out as well. It's one of the most recent videos underneath this channel from when I did these video analysis last week. So make sure to go check that out. But hopefully this is a good lesson for you guys. It really shows how not staying low and not shifting over your left and not keeping the right foot low toward the ground and nice and long, how that can cause something like over-rotation, which is going to cause the feet to not be lined up, which could eventually cause sort of a crooked, angled release on that discus. So this is a really good one to take a look at. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. And make sure to subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell for when all of our video analysis sessions come out. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.